Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silver Lantern Archive. Today we continue on with Dragonlance, the Banners of War. Our party's been in a bit of a sticky situation, and the cat stuck his paw into something he shouldn't have, and the rogue pulled something he probably shouldn't have either, but neither here nor there at this point. But as for how they got here, why people got squished, well, I'll leave that to the cat themselves, because otherwise the cat have somebody's tongue. Leo, what's been going on?
Well, when we last joined the party, they had just fallen into a large chasm type hole and got themselves stuck behind a mountain of dirt inside of a tunnel. This looks to be some sort of dwarven made tunnel, which is odd because in this world dwarves are very reclusive. Uh, while we were down there, Talio and Momite decided to go out. I'm sorry,
Hessler.
Talio and Hesler decided to go out and scout the cavern a little bit to because they're pretty much the only ones here who can see without being seen, as it were, because they have dark vision. As they were walking through the caverns, they came across a couple of odd things. First one being a strange stone, I want to say, luggage box. I mean, because what else
Chest.
would you put? Yes, a luggage chest. Because what else would you put linens and a creepy ass dwarven doll in?
The doll wasn't creepy. It was just a doll. You're the one that thought it was creepy.
Hey, any doll that looks like it's been around for ages past is creepy.
Oh.
I don't fight anyone who says differently. But after we decided to leave the doll alone because you don't fuck with dolls you find in ancient ruins. You just don't. It's pro forma. But we continued on. We kept going until Talio heard some odd chittering around him. So something got knocked over. There was some weird noises, and he got concerned. So he told Hesler to go back with him and have us start making our way back to the party. As this was happening, the chittering got closer and closer, and eventually it became known. The creatures made themselves known to be horrible nightmare beasts from the seventh pit of hell. Seriously, these things were ugly as fuck. But we had no problem taking them down one by one. One did manage to escape, but we managed to kill two of them. Ever practical, Talio used some rope to tie them up, to truss them up, and start dragging them back to camp for dinner. You know, you don't leave fresh protein alone, especially not when you don't know where, not sure how long it'll be until you can find an exit from a underground tunnel. We managed to get the creatures back to the thing. Talio use the severed heads as warnings against the other creatures to make sure if they approach, they know this is a place of death for them. He also managed to gather some materials to make arrows if we ever run into Steve's archery friend. The name escapes me. I think it
Daryl.
starts with L. Yes, Lero. Thank you. After a hearty, somewhat I don't remember how did the meat taste. I don't even remember. It was
Not the
I
best,
think
but it wasn't bad.
kind of gamey,
Yeah,
like lizard.
sure. We'll go with that.
Why not? But after a good hearty meal that only some participated in, we managed to get a long rest and make our way through the tunnel system. We ended up finding a lost city of dwarves. Yeah, where pretty sure all the citizens got turned into obsidian statues, which that doesn't bode well. But we did manage to find an automaton, a golem of fire and magma, just crawling its way up large set of stairs into what I think was described as a ziggurat or some sort of big main building
The Palace of Kinds.
palace. And it was missing an arm, a leg. This thing was fucked up, but it kept going. It wasn't really paying attention to us. It just kept trying to get up these stairs. And that's pretty much where we left off. I don't think there's anything else we missed. I missed, anyway.
Alrighty then. Go ahead and take that hero point, kitty cat. As we
Meow, 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 meow.
rejoin our party at the base of the stairs. Probably goes up a good 50 feet as the palace sits high above everything else. And you can see the golem seems to be about halfway up, attempting to drag its way higher. Currently, you can't see too terribly much. You can see the creature itself, as the area around its neck and chest are made of fire, so it is lit up relatively well. But other than that, the only lights you'll have as of the moment come from Rosalie and Zinnia, if I'm not mistaken, who both have their staves ignited.
Leo, are we behind the golem right now, or are
Yeah,
we
you're all
like
down the stairs.
Leo's gonna
The
start
stairs go up, and y'all are at the base.
Alright, so Leo's gonna try to, start climbing the stairs and try to get ahead of the thing to get a look at its face.
It's not hard to get up. This thing's not moving quickly. But you see, as you approach, in the fire, there is a hint of shoulders underneath what looks like a chest plate that wraps around over the shoulders, made of what looks like magnum, or not magnum, it's a gun, or a condom. It's magma, but you can see a neck going up to a almost helmet-like head with a bit of a beak at the front, pointed down. Or no, sorry, no beak. Just a flat face, 3 glowing red eyes, 2 where they should be, and 1 where somebody's third eye would be, and these long curled horns. You see one of the eyes is significantly damaged as well. You happen to be standing on the side where the eye is broken, so you're not entirely sure the thing sees you. As it reaches up with a broken gauntlet, grabs the next stair, and slowly tries to pull itself up.
He's
Well,
gonna try to
careful
get
there.
it. Oh, good.
Careful there. Do you need a hand, guy? Golem? Device? Can you speak?
It remains quiet.
You should probably try dwarvish, as it is a dwarf manufacturer.
Yeah. Does anyone here speak Dwarvish? I only speak Common and Leonin.
Let me check my. Holy crap! I do. I speak Dwarvish. Yeah. I was like, I don't remember if I do or not. I should check that. Yeah. I know Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Kender speak.
Cool.
So Dara will jog on up. I speak Dwarvish. Long story.
I do as well.
Two people who speak a race of speak the language of a race that's very reclusive.
I mean,
What are the chances?
there's a good number of them down in the south.
I mean,
I
I also
don't-
There's
talked.
actually 3 in the party that do speak it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I talked up as part of my backstory for Green Shield as to why I'm attending his funeral. He taught me Dwarvish.
So what will you say to this thing as it attempts to drag itself up with its one good arm?
Sorry, who else spoke Dwarvish? It was me and.
Williams does.
Okay.
So does Hessler, but I'll leave that
Uh,
up to you two to decide what you're doing.
I guess I'll look to Williams as the used to be a little more people person. So, Williams, what do you think should we ask it what happened?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea, yeah. My dwarf is a little rusty.
Is it Steve?
Nope. Not Steve.
Nope.
Who was that speaking?
Williams.
Okay. Did Williams turn into a pirate? Well, I wasn't looking, so don't remember him using that voice.
No, that's just his really bad dwarf accent.
Yeah, it's his really
Okay.
bad dwarvish accent.
That makes more sense. I was just like, hang on, I don't remember that one. Okay, so continue on. My apologies.
That's going to take me 5 minutes to find an accent again. But all right. What happened here? Yeah. Bucket of bolts.
Doesn't actually have
That's
any
how they
bolts.
forced it, right?
It seems to mostly be made of magma.
Magma interlocks.
Magma.
Liquid hot magma.
But it doesn't turn to look at you. It continues to crawl as best as it can. It makes it about 2 steps before its finger, as you can see, one of them is heavily damaged, slips on the stone, and it tumbles all the way back to the bottom.
Oh dear.
Was it trying to get somewhere, or like?
Seems to be trying to get to the top of the stairs.
Yeah, curiosity. Thulia will start heading up to the top of the stairs to see what the hell is trying to get to.
You can see, even from where you're standing at the top of the stairs, is the grand entrance to the palace itself. You can see 2 great dwarven statues flanking either side of a large door, one of which has had its hand and weapon shattered, falling to the ground, but both of them are armored and carry shields. The other one has an axe.
Leo, why don't you try to help her the sling back up top of the stairs here?
Thulia's gonna look at this automaton of fire and liquid hot stone. Look over at I think Steve is the one who suggested that, right?
I don't
No.
think it's a good idea we touch its body.
He's been quiet.
I think it's Williams again.
Thulia will look at Williams. You do understand I am covered in fur, and this thing looks like it could just barely resisting setting the floor on fire. I am not going anywhere near this thing.
I'll see what I can do. I at least have gauntlets on, and
You actually see Zinnia crouch down and press a hand to the stone in which where the golem was lying. The stone's not hot.
oh, even better then. Dara will definitely help this golem up then, and help it up the stairs.
As you get down, are you walking like right in front of it or off to the side?
Maybe off to the side.
Okay, you see it doesn't notice you as it tries to grab again in its fruitless effort to get back up the stairs, with one mangled leg and the other arm pretty much missing at this point. From it has half of its forearm, but the other hand is missing completely.
Where the golem was, is it just stone, or is there anything else
Just
under where
stone.
it was? Okay.
Stone stairs. Because it was trying to drag its way up.
Just making sure it wasn't like it fell on something and
Mm-mm. But Dara, what will you do?
I guess, reach down, try to, I guess, grab its arm.
The one arm is
And
trying
try-
to use to drag itself forward, or the arm that's busted up?
I guess the arm is probably busted up, and see if it notices me trying to lift it up a little bit.
You notice it's almost cool to the touch, despite the flames dancing through its core.
Huh, that's good.
And as soon as you touch it and start to lift it, you see the head twist to look at you.
Oh,
I will speak in Dwarvish. Friend, we're friends.
You see it tilts its head.
We're just trying to help you get where you need to go. It seems like you need to get up to the hall there. Just try to stand up. I mean, it's like so. Does his legs function seem to function?
You see one is definitely mangled all to hell and is not going to hold its weight. The other one it's been using to try to push forward, so one of them still works.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, I'm trying to like leverage up on its obviously its broken side, so that way it can stand on its good leg, and then I actually do it leg.
You see, once it understands what's going on, it shifts, putting the broken arm behind your neck and using you as a weight. It's surprisingly light. It's a little heavier than something like Taleo, but for what you expected to be a magma golem of some kind full of rocks, it's a surprisingly light rock.
And it seems pretty receptive in helping me and like in letting me like walk it upstairs.
It doesn't seem particularly bothered, yeah.
Good, good, good. Assuming I get it up to the top of the stairs, does it try to go for the door?
Oh yeah, it does. But Hessler, as you are going up, you don't see a lot in ways of entrances or exits outside of the large door in front of you, but you do see above the statues and this entrance you're at now, there is a balcony. Otherwise, it's pressed up against the stone.
How high is the balcony?
Balcony's probably about 20 feet up.
And I am including windows and
There are not any
entrances and
windows.
escapes. Oh boy. Just an edifice of fit together stone then.
Yes.
Monument to all the sins.
You also
Huh.
see it's not in the best conditions. You don't even know how well the balcony will hold weight, as one of the pillars that's holding up looks like it has a massive crack running through it.
Is there any writing, carving, or anything on the walls?
As that you're looking it over, you do not see any along the outside. You see a lot of burns, or the marking of soot and the like, but not much else.
Well, do we go in or do we try to find a way out of this crypt?
I think we
I
should
s-
try to let this thing open the door because I think it might very well be able to lead us through this place.
Owner, based on the way it's acting, it looks. It looks like it's trying to return to its guarding post. This thing looks like maybe it would say a guard of some kind, and perhaps it's going towards towards whatever the danger this place faced.
Well, that would make sense, considering all the statues that seem to be running from something.
I doubt those were statues of true statues
Well,
anyway.
they are statues now.
As someone who spent a very brief amount of time turned to stone, I will say it was not pleasant, so we should be careful.
If there's anywhere we can find out what happened, it's probably here. Palaces usually have records of some kind, right? You hear from
If so,
Rosalie.
we'd have-
Generally,
And they'd probably sell for a decent amount too.
If
and
they
potentially an
survived.
armory.
You hear from Zinnia. This place looks really old.
It is pre-cataclysm, so yeah, it is.
What do you think the chances of their armory still being attacked is?
Less than likely, they usually pack up that first. Dwarves love their relics. They do not give them out willingly, nor do they leave them behind.
Do you think they had time to grab them? Rosalie
One way to
turns out
find
to
out.
look over the darkened city behind y'all.
I mean, I would assume so. There'd be a lot more people otherwise in the streets. It's scattered here and there, isn't it?
How many
what-
statues did we see?
Hundreds.
But
Oh, I
what-
thought they were like just scattered about, like.
Oh no, they're
one or
definitely
two.
scattered. They're all over, though. You can see them in the distance.
Okay, I thought there was like a few dozen on our way, not hundreds.
On your path there was dozens, but you can see them down other ways. As big as the city is, there's probably going to be a lot.
But doesn't look like the full capacity of the city is.
Oh, not
like
even
that,
close.
does it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Could be
So
a
they
couple
had time to pack
thousand.
up.
Based on how spread out all these statues seem to be, I have doubts that this was done by just one creature.
Oh, most definitely. Unless it was
Seems
some sort of very powerful creature.
very powerful, yes, or something that could do something over a wide range, like with like sort of gas or something.
I was more thinking of the power levels of I can't remember. Dragons aren't a thing, so I can't use that as a metaphor. Maybe a group of basilisks or a beholder.
What's a beholder?
You don't want to
Uh,
know.
something nasty that if we run into, we're probably dead. Should we make our way in?
Yes.
The more we dally, the more likely something will come after us, even if it is those insectoid things.
When Dara brings the golem up to the top, does anything happen to it?
You can see it reaches out towards the door, wanting to push it open, it looks like.
Dara, go help push it open.
Yep, I mean, that was go help the golem.
Kaleo, go help Dara.
As you press your hand over onto the door, the same time the golem puts their free hand onto it as well, you see writing in dwarven start to scrawl across the front of the door.
Ooh.
Welcome, traveler. It is in dwarven, by the way. So only those that
yeah.
speak dwarven will be able to read this. But I know there's a couple of you.
Quickly call Hessler. Hessler, there's writing.
Welcome, traveler, to Khundrakar Voln, crown of the deep forge. Here the flame is friend, stone is kin, and steel sings with purpose. Let none pass in dishonor, for the fire remembers all. And then along the outside, you see another line written in repeat. By the hand of Thane Dern Voln, may our works outlive the stars.
May I roll a history to see if I recognize that name?
You would not.
Okay.
You definitely don't recognize it as anything you've come across, which means it might predate the cataclysm by a good margin, especially with how old everything looks here, which means records of that time are so badly lost. It's nuts.
Mhm.
Which means you'd have like no prior knowledge of what went on here.
And can you spell the name of the place we were? Like, welcome traveler to whatever it's called?
Yup. Khundrakar Voln.
Thank you. And the door is now open, or is it just
No,
he
it's as
touched
soon
it
as
and
you
the mess?
touched it and you saw it. Right on it and stopped.
Well, that was a very, very long hidden message. Should we head inside?
Make sure we respect the flame and the steel.
Well, I'm not quite sure what that would entail to.
Don't steal anything. Basically, I think.
Well, that would goes without saying.
I look over at Steve.
Hush,
Seriously.
quiet. Don't look at me. I've stolen nothing so far that you know of.
I wonder what the
Yeah.
chances are that we could get permission to raid the armory. Likely.
Right, let's go in. I'm a little worried about what may be out here.
So are y'all
Nothing
going
gained.
to try to push through?
Yeah, let's give a check just in case of any mechanisms attached to the door.
Alrighty, that would be a Wisdom Thieves tool.
Just to look.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
See
Well,
if
I
there's
don't
any
have.
like traps or whatnot.
Yeah, well, I don't have these tools
So it'd
or
just be
proficiency.
perception with disadvantage.
Wait, you said it would
Perception with
be
disadvantage.
thieves' tools. What's the
Wisdom based thieves tools, yeah. Because those are what are used to deal with traps. Steve looks over it, and Steve, you're confident there's not a trap. Dwarves are sneaky bastards, but you've dealt with some hill dwarves in the past, and you know they're kind of ilk where they would put traps and like, and you don't see anything necessarily that would be a trap. This looks more like an entryway to you.
Well, it's okay, guys. Just go on it.
Talia will, since we're just going on in, Talia will take the lead, pushing up and start pushing open the door.
Where did
Always.
Dara go?
I think there
I
is
got
underneath
stuck underneath
Williams.
William. Yeah, I got stuck underneath the token.
There you are. So, currently, this guy would be up here. So y'all are pushing open the door?
Yep.
Open it as you see fit. You see the light from the staves behind y'all surge into the ancient palace. And you see emblazoned on the floor a marker. A hammer surrounded by a ring. Around it seems to be some kind of ancient dwarvish that nobody really understands all that much. But more interestingly, you see there is a strange blue mushroom growing on the stone.
Does anyone here know mycology? There's a strange blue glowing mushroom up here.
That is not the only blue light that you see. As there is a strange purple light coming from the side.
Hessler, what's this? What's this mushroom?
I don't do plants. I do ancient artifacts.
It looks ancient to me.
Well, you can be the first one to take a bite.
Rosalie, what is this thing?
Not sure.
So just gonna move into the room.
You immediately see a problem. Around the corners, there are more of those same golems you saw that Dara is helping up. But these ones, the flames around their bodies are a flickering purple enrage around their bodies. The moment you and Dara walk in, you see them turn.
Crap.
Just the ones at the north or the ones to the left and right of the door?
All four of them.
Okay.
I think it should be said that Talia would walk in with y'all.
As Hessler, how do you respond? What's your immediate reaction?
Formal introductions in Dwarvish, then.
As you do, they immediately start sprinting forward. As we're going into combat.
Oh, you roll initiative. I'm sorry.
You get it.
I can change it.
Steve would be 21.2.
Yep.
Alrighty. The first one able to respond is the one right next to Hessler, as it is going to move forward, cock one of its fists back, and try to level the smaller man. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yep.
I'd like to use my interception on that
Gotcha.
to reduce that damage by 8.
As it's not too bad, but it is going to be 6 fire damage, so Dara manages to completely interpose it. As you see their glowing hands burn with that strange purple light. Steve.
Special mark.
I go. Hey Hessler, you okay up there? I saw something burning up there. So Steve, I can't move into anybody's space, can I?
You can move
You can
through it
move
at half
through.
speed, but you can't end in that square.
So I can see this guy.
Yeah.
So
Attacking
going
around
to-
him, he'll have cover,
okay.
as he's partially around the corner.
Yep. And with that, I would be able to use a sneak attack on that, right?
Since Hessler's there, yeah.
Okay. So
That is going to be a 7, which is going to miss. Also, you have sharpshooter, so you ignore cover, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But it's still a miss.
Yep. And I'm going to take my movement and go back here. And I am done.
Alrighty. Hessler!
Heck. Okay. Well, let's just do a form of dread real quick.
Gotcha.
Need to set up a macro for that next time. 8 plus 2, 10. Thank you.
What is your bonus to it? Plus 2?
D10 plus level.
There we go. Nope, that's not right. Now it is.
Perfect. Thank you.
As you get
Okay.
10.
Yeah. Ah. Do I not have? I thought I had a. No, I don't. Bugger. Okay, I just need to get out of. There's nowhere nice for me to go. Gotta move there. Have it swing at me.
Yep, it is indeed going to do that. It is going to be a 10, however, and you managed to slip past.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, I'm just going to shoot the bloody things. Okay, I'm going to shoot the one to the northeast.
Gotcha.
12 to
That
hit.
is going to hit as you catch it full in the chest.
7 points of force.
That is going to be a decent shot.
And that is my turn.
It is also immune to the frighten effect.
I thought so. More wanted it for the hit points, anyways.
As it is going to immediately begin to move slowly at first, but very quickly, picking up speed with a long stride before it cocks a fist back and brings it barreling towards Hessler for a 17. That is going to be 8 fire damage. And Hessler
Gotcha.
has been lit on fire.
Oh no. Not Hessler.
Crap.
Alrighty. That is going to bring us to Dara.
Cool. By chance, are we able to, can I use my action to put the fire out on Hessler?
You'd need to get over to him, but yeah.
Oh, yes, but I mean,
Do
if I
remember you are
couldn't-
currently still holding on to the Guardian. Are you letting go of them? It does take up one of your arms.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna crash the floor.
Yep, it definitely does.
Move up to just. I'll move up next to Hessler. I'm assuming it's gonna take my action to put out the fire.
Yes, it does.
So I'll go pat 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 pat. Get rid of the fire. Don't think I have any bonus action spells. Actually, wait, yes, I do. I can start concentrating on one of my smites if I want to. Or actually, I'll as a bonus action I will. Oh crap! I'm in melee. No, it shouldn't matter anyways because I'll as my bonus action I'll cast Shield of Faith on Hessler. So I will start concentrating on that, and Hessler will have +2 to their AC.
Gotcha. Make sure you put the concentration on you.
Yeah, I am.
So Hessler has an AC of 14 now.
Oh god. Yeah, that was a smart move there. Hessler, we need to get you some armor, buddy. But that'll be it for my turn then.
He is wearing armor.
We need to
You
get you
only
some
have a-
medium armor.
It's like he has spells for giving himself temporary HP and abilities, and he has an ability that allows him to heal.
Yeah, but it's still good to not get hit anyways. Oh.
That's going to bring us to Zinnia, who is going to launch a bolt of frost through into the room, trying to bash the one in front of Hessler. But she is going to bash over the armor, unable to get a good shot. What they are going to do with their bonus action, however, is use Battlefield Command to trigger Steve, Williams, and Taleo to move 15 feet.
All right, and it doesn't provoke opportunity of attack, so Talil is gonna go up behind this guy. Oh wait, up over here.
Okay. Do remember moving through Xenia or the downed golems square will cost you additional movement.
I don't think I did move through them.
I was talking to Williams.
Ah,
Steve moves up. Williams?
I guess I will move up here because that is more or less all I can move.
Gotcha. But that is it for Xenia, bringing us to this guy who is just trying to drag himself out. That brings us to Rosalie. Rosalie is going to rush up. They are going to use their action to throw a Blessing of the Dawn. They are going to mark Dara, Steve, and they can't see Taleo anymore. Hessler.
Okay.
Interesting. It's like a pseudo bless. Or, yeah, this is bless.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Bless. Only she doesn't have to concentrate on it.
And our weapons turns magical.
Yep.
Good.
But that will bring us to this one way over here, who's going to come rushing forward, going after Dara.
Okay.
It is going to be a 14 to hit as it smashes its fist into your armor. You definitely feel the heat and brunt of it, but you doesn't get through your AC.
Yeah.
DeLeo.
Alright, Taleo will activate his rage. And he's going to. What's this? Oh, this guy, right? So that's the no reaction thing.
Yes.
So Taleo will move down this way. So if anyone moves here later, they'll have flanking.
Dara and
He's going
Hessler,
to-
make sure to put Bless on your tokens.
Let's see. Angel Wings, if I recall.
He's going to recklessly slash with Redmane.
It is going to hit. As normally it would do 13 damage, but it resists going down to 6. As your blade has trouble cutting through the hard magma shell.
Wouldn't it be 8 because 6 would be from slashing and 2 would be from my rage, so
In total it's 13, so 12 down to 6.
okay. That was your math.
Because it's all of it getting halved, so.
Alright, well, that's it for me.
Because your rage damage is still slashing damage.
Huh. I thought it was a whole different kind of damage.
No, it does whatever damage your weapon does.
Ew.
Same as like Hunter's Mark.
That's what he knew.
But anything else?
No.
Please put the rage and reckless token on you.
I did.
Not
Oh,
there.
I think I must have been hit when I hit clear all because I thought that just cleared off the search thing.
Yeah, no. This one is going to step forward and try to sucker punch Steve into next week.
Oh,
But Steve's just like, nah, and fucking, that's a crit fail against him as it whiffs the fuck out of him. Steve easily moving out of the way against the little cumbersome golems. That brings us to Williams.
Williams will tune his lute to magma golem frequencies and blast out a bane. I guess one. Oh, okay. So the one that's next to Steve, the one, and the 2 that are next to Dara.
Okay. So let's see. Oop, gotta move that. Boop. And that's a charisma save? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Charisma save. You have only the one next to Steve makes it.
ah,
Well, it was worth a try.
it was.
Copy,
It's fine.
paste. Send to the back. There we go. Alrighty, make sure you put your concentration on.
I'm trying. Did it work? No, it didn't. Fuck. Nope. Thought I had it. All right, I'll figure it out again.
Gotcha. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
Alrighty. That will bring us to this guy over here who is going to turn and try to level Taleo. He has advantage. That is going to be a 21 to hit Taleo as he manages to grab him by the wrist and drive his fist into Taleo's stomach, dishing out 9 fire damage, and Taleo is lit on fire.
It's fire, no! He's gonna turn into a hairless cat.
Right.
With all the blood and viscera that's been soaked into my throat over the years, it may just.
That will bring us to Steve.
So Steve doesn't like being up close and personal, but Steve will. I'm not near anyone, so Steve will disengage
Gotcha.
as a bonus action.
Should
Come
go put
back
out the
here.
fight on Taleo.
And then he's gonna shoot this guy on Hessler.
Gotcha. That is going to be a 12, which hits. Doing a total of 18 damage. This takes a pretty sizable chunk, damaging it quite badly in the core.
And that will end my turn. I'm sorry, Taleo. I had to get out of there.
Hassler.
I am going to put a hex on the one north of me. It's going to targeting strength.
Gotcha.
And I am going to shoot at it even though it gets its thing and I get disadvantage. That's a 9, that misses.
It's a little hard to aim in this tight quarters, so you let out a blast, catching it in the chest, but along the magma armor, which deflects it away.
Okay.
Anything else?
It doesn't attack me in retaliation for shooting at point blank.
It doesn't get a reaction for shooting point blank. It's just disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a reaction.
Mm-hmm. There's systems that do that. 5e's not one of them.
I'm probably thinking Pathfinder.
Probably. I think that is Pathfinder. I think that's also earlier editions of D&D, but not 5th edition. But he is then going to try to punch you, because it's his turn.
Yeah, I suspected as much.
That is a 24. Bane's not going to affect that.
Nope.
As you get blocked for 4.
Down 2.
Yeah, give me a second. Going once.
Yeah, you're good. I'm not using my action there.
Okay, cool. But you know who is? Zinnia! In the back. You get a ward of 12 put on you.
So is that...
That takes 4 damage, so it's down to 8.
Okay, so that's just like 8 temporary hit points now?
It's not even temp, it stacks with temp.
Okay, so Okay.
So
I'm just going to use it as
usually
temp.
we use the number It not because it's different. So since you have temp, we have to
Yeah.
use something else. We are going to use this armor piece right here.
Okay.
And
Just to
give
make it complicated for me.
because usually I use the numbers at bottom, but it has to be something. So
Okay.
Yeah. It's-
Well, at least I don't have to roll the Constitution score.
because the effects can't hit you that require you to touch you if you have that ward on.
Yeah.
So unlike everybody else, you can't get lit on fire because of that ward.
Oh, that's useful.
Because it doesn't break it. So you are safe. And you don't even have to roll concentration because it didn't get through to touch you.
Mm-hmm.
But that brings us to Dara.
Alright. I mean, I guess before I move over to go help out Leo, I'm just going to quickly yell out in Dwarven, we mean no harm to Khundrakar. Khundrakar? Yeah,
Khundrakar.
pronunciation. Khundrakar, thank you. I'll just kind of yell it out in Dwarvish, and then I will step away from the two baned ones first.
The one on the right is going to try to punch your lights out.
Okay.
That is going to be a 19. But
Damn
Bane
that'll
has
hit me.
it, bringing it down to a
Oh,
15,
that's right.
which makes it miss.
Perfect. Then I'll move over there, which I imagine this one over here is probably going to want trying to punch me.
Yeah, that one is going to try to punch you. And that one's not baned. But it only gets an 11, so it misses as well.
Perfect. That now I can move over here, which puts me in 5 feet over Leo, and I'll use my action to put out the fire onto Leo.
Gotcha.
Nothing really bad bonus action, so I will end my turn then.
It's going to bring us to Zinnia, who's going for a recharge. Pulls their recharge.
Nice. That's such a great ability.
They are going to blast their bolt of frost into the room. They are going to hit this time, doing out 6 ice damage. Which it takes. And then she is going to use her battlefield command ability, since she got it back, to trigger 15 movement from Taleo, Dara, and Hessler. If you wish to move 15 feet.
Yeah. Trying to think of.
Is this the one that lets them move without provoking attack of opportunities?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, though, that would already burn its reaction anyways. So.
Doesn't use reactions, so she's just letting y'all move if y'all need it.
Well, I'm just saying that like the one that was in front of Hessler had already used its reaction to punch me anyways. So even if it had the caveat where they could because of the AOO, they couldn't. They already burned the reaction.
Is Dara or Talea moving?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just move 5 feet or 10 feet back, next to the door.
And Talea, are you moving?
Raven.
Yep.
Yes, you're moving.
Yep. Yes. Where can I will move over here.
Alrighty. That brings us to the end of Zinnia's turn. That brings us to this guy. As he is going to be attempting to grab this one next to them and pull themselves up, but they get kicked to the ground.
That's
That
not
is
very nice,
going
though.
to be Rosalie's turn. Rosalie is going to try to trigger a withering mark on the only one they can see at the moment. They're going to fail as they get hit by the hex and the withering mark. Which brings us to this guy. Actually, Zinnia, why are you hurt? So you shouldn't be hurt right now. Have your HP back. Rosalie shouldn't be hurt either. Have your HP back. Alrighty. She doesn't see anybody that needs healing at the moment, so she's going to chill for a moment. Which brings us to this guy, who is going to come running this way after Hassler.
Yeah, thought so.
As that's a side swipe catching you full in the face for a 19. That needs, even with Bane, I think that's -4, bringing it down to 15, but it still hits. That's going to be 5 fire damage, which gets blasted off the arcane shield, which doesn't get through to you. Which brings us to Taleo.
Alright, Taleo's gonna go over here. Gets flanking. We get the flank in with Hessler. He's gonna strike recklessly with his blade.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a 19. That's going to hit. That is going to do 6 damage.
Rolls of 6s. And that's it.
Alrighty. Well, that brings us to this Guardian, who is rushing up this way after Dara. There's going to be an 8 as Dara manages to block the blow with their shield. Williams.
All right. Williams is just going to skedaddle here, see what's going on. We'll look at this golem here and ask him, I know you're dense, but is it because you're stupid or because you were made of stone? And cast a vicious mockery.
Unfortunately, they are immune to psychic.
Figured.
Because robot.
I know, but I had to try.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And to prevent him from blasting everyone there, I will move back over here. Tail tucked between my legs.
Gotcha.
That is it.
That's going to bring us to this guy, who's going to fully ignore Williams and go over here to beat up on Dar. That is going to be a 13, which misses. Steve.
Steve is going to do the same thing he did before. And shoot this guy.
Gotcha. That is going to be an 11, which misses.
And that's all Steve's going to do. Wait, Steve can move up. Yeah. To right there.
Gotcha. That'll bring us to Hessler.
I'm going to shoot my hex target.
That is going to hit.
That is definitely going to hit.
Actually, you're at disadvantage because you're in melee.
Frick. Thank you. Still going to hit.
Still going to hit. So that's
13 points.
Yeah, do 13 as it gets blasted to the ground.
And since it died on my turn, I haven't used a bonus. I'll put it on that guy for another strength.
Gotcha. I forgot to mine his Bane off his save earlier. Well, not that it mattered. Alrighty,
Dead
anything
now.
else?
Nope.
Well, that's going to bring us to this guy who just died. Brings us to Dara. Dara, you're a little pushed in the corner. There's a door behind you, but you're still in a bit of trouble there.
True. Well, I guess I'll attack the one that's to my left.
Gotcha.
And just to be safe, I'm going to use one of my precision strikes to give myself advantage on this attack.
Gotcha.
And boom.
22 is going to hit.
Perfect. For 5 piercing. And it is magical since I got that cool blessing thing.
Yep.
Oh, and I also add if I attack hits, you roll a d8 and add that to that. Okay, so also I also got to add d8.
2 more damage.
Yep. Cool. And well, looks like I'm safe to move. So just in case, I will move up here to help these guys out.
Gotcha. It is
And
going to bring
that'll
us
be
to
my turn.
Zinnia. He's going for a recharge. They're going to fail. They're going to send a bolt of magic in. 24. They're going to hit, dishing out 8 ice damage against their target. They're just kind of chilling at this point. There's nothing to use their bonus on, I don't think. Do you want to shove anybody around? No, not really. Okay. So that will bring us to this guy who is crawling up this way. Brings us to Rosalie. Rosalie is stepping up into here. They really don't have too many targets, so she's going to focus. She's going to go here, lean around the corner, and try to target this guy. He is going to fail and get marked with Rosalie's Withering Mark. That will bring us to this Guardian, who's going to try to punch Hessler's lights out. They don't seem to like Hessler all that much. They're going to crit Hessler.
Of course.
Yep, that's gonna eat a interception then.
You -4 off. I think there's 2 left from the ward. 3
Yeah,
left from
and
the ward.
3 from ward and 2 temp still.
But that is still going to get through, as that's going to be 12 fire damage, down to 8, down to 5, down to 3. So you take 3 total damage. But you are also lit on fire this time.
Yeah.
Drop and roll.
I don't have time to burn.
And you need a concentration check from this one.
Yeah, just making sure I've ticked off everything. There's a lot going on my sheet so far.
He is going to
7.
punch your concentration off of it.
Yeah, damn it.
But they still have Bane from Williams in the back. Alrighty, that's it for them. Bringing us to Taleo.
Leo will once again recklessly strike at this. Will strike at this thing from behind.
You're going to crit in return. That is going to be 15 down to 7.
At least it's not a 6.
This is true.
Anything
But that's
else?
all I can do. That's all I can do.
Do you have Great Weapon Master?
I don't.
Oh.
I'm only level 2. I'm only level 2, and I took the athlete feat for my first beat.
Yeah, that's fair. This guy's going to run up and try to drop kick Dara. Not really. They're trying to donkey punch her in the back of the head. That's going to be another crit.
Oh.
On me?
Yep, Dara, you're getting donkey punched in the back of the head.
Ow.
Neither of the mages can see you to help.
That's
So that is going to be
something.
7 fire damage, and you are lit on fire.
Okay. And that also means I gotta get a concentration save. That's actually plus, right? So I have a 1d4 in my constitution save.
Yeah,
Cool.
you keep it.
All right. Yep.
Williams.
Well, this is not looking good. So let's move up.
I mean, most of the party's fine.
Yeah, but it doesn't look good for Williams. He can't do anything really right now.
Fair.
So he is going to swing his loot back on his back and just pull out his rapier and try to take a swing.
Do note you'll have disadvantage if you try to attack around that corner. Not that it matters, because it's a 10. As attacking around it's a little hard, and you can't get the right angle to get through the armor.
That's fine. All right, well that's it, I guess.
That is going to bring us to this one, who is going to step up and try to donkey punch Williams. They seem to like donkeys down
No.
here. So that's going to be a 23 as he gets a solid blow into Williams' shoulder by lifting both hands and bringing them crashing down, trying to shatter his shoulder for 8 fire damage. And Williams is now on fire. That is also going to break concentration on Bless.
No.
It's not Bless, it's Bane.
Yeah, Bane, the other one.
Oh.
Anti-Bless. Hey, you took off your fire.
Oops.
But that's all he's up to. So you take 8 fire damage.
Yeah.
Steve will move up here. And then he's going to shoot. Because that's what Steve does. He's going to shoot at this one on his BFF.
Gotcha. That is going to be an 11, which misses again, bouncing off the thick armor.
And that is all he can do.
That's going to bring us to Hessler.
Sorry, Williams.
That's okay.
I don't like being this close, but I don't really want to move.
Well, it's going to be a 16, which hits.
Yeah.
Is this time you get in a good
No
shot?
necro, just 9 force.
For 9 force damage.
Turn that off.
Anything else?
And that's it, because I can't use a bonus to pat myself down, I don't think.
Fair. Dara.
All right. So I don't take any fire damage at the start of a turn.
Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Whoops. Here's the fighting field, because I'm dumb. Dara, you were going to take 4 fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I am on
Hessler, you
fire.
took 4 fire damage at the start of your turn, too.
Okay.
Just because that, I mean. Cool. Waste of that 20. Thanks. All right. So what's the purple skull on that token mean?
Hex.
Okay, so that's Hustler's thing. Okay.
No, that's not
No,
Hex.
it's not.
That's the Withering Mark from
Rosalie.
Rosalie.
Yeah, that just means I take like radiant damage or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So weird for this. You have to keep track of. Well,
I need to do a
Battle for
different
Tat-
mark because I thought that was Hex. What can I put? You go ahead and take your turn while I figure it out.
yeah. Well, I mean, I might as well attack the bloody Bane one. So, do I need to blow another precision strike? No, we'll just do
Could
this
use
as
drained.
normal.
What that?
So let's go ahead and attack this thing. Ooh.
14 is going to hit. Which one are you hitting? The one down below or the one in front?
The Bane bloodied one.
Gotcha.
4 damage.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I'm assuming I can't use the bonus action to put the fire out, so I guess I'll just yeah, be done.
That's going to bring us to Zinnia. Zinnia is going to lean around, take a shot at the one off to her right. And they're going to hit. They're going to attempt to recharge as well. They are going to fail. Total of 9 ice damage to this one over here. Brings us to this guy, who's just kind of there. They're doing something. Rosalie is going to put their mark back on that first one. They are also going to use their bonus action to throw down a ward. Williams, get 8 HP back.
Hey,
Which brings us to this guy, who's going to try to punch Hessler. Le Punch gets him right across the shoulder, dishing out 8 more fire damage. Which brings us to Taleo.
All right. Well, Talio will do what he's always done, and just beat this guy in from behind.
That is going to be a
So-
14. That is going to hit. Total of 7 damage. Anything else from Taleo?
No, that's it.
Alrighty. Brings us to this guy who still wants to beat up on Dara. It is a 21. They are going to hit 4 fire damage, which gets halved, because I remembered it this time, from the withering mark, so only 2 damage. And they are going to take a retaliatory 2 damage from Rosalie, I believe. Yes. Retaliatory 2 radiant damage from Rosalie back there. Alrighty. Williams, you are going to take 3 fire damage right off the bat.
Done. And let's try to take a swing at the one just down here.
Gotcha. Well, that is unfortunately going to miss.
Story of my life. Yeah, let's let's move on.
Alrighty. Overing us to this guy who is going to attempt to grab Williams and burn him alive. That's going to be a 20.
Oh, no, Williams.
But Rosalie is going to say nah, because she's actually in range. With a blessed intervention, completely blocking the attack with holy light.
Aw. It's awfully nice of her.
Which will bring us to Steve.
Steve is going to pray to the dice gods, as he always does, and go for this guy since he is bloodied.
That is a 17. That's going to hit. That's going to be 22 damage as your weapon is still magical from the Blessing of the Dawn. Which is going to take this guy down.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. And then he's going to move back this way.
I think in that one shot, yeah, damage to Leia. Sorry, Deleo. Hessler.
Guess I'm taking that damage.
Yep, you're going to take 4 fire damage.
Okay. I am going to fuck off and pat myself out.
Gotcha. As you see, there's another door to the north.
Yep. Heck is that fire? There it is.
Oh, overing us to Dara. Dara, you are going to take 4 fire damage.
Yep. Checks out. Cool. So would I be able to move to this square right here,
Which square?
or is
No, because
in
there's a
between?
pillar in the way.
Yeah. So I was wondering like how big that pillar was. Okay. In which case, I guess we're gonna go around the other direction. Step around like that. Go, Williams. You really should not be on fire, and use my action to go pat, and
Says the
fire
bitch on
on.
fire.
Yeah.
Well, Dara, I guess you have to be the only hot one around here, right? Wink.
Oh, that should be an inspiration right there.
Oh, Williams, you are flattering, but seriously, you need to stop being on fire now. And yeah, I said put the fire out on Williams. No bonus action, so yep, pass turn.
Alrighty. That is going to bring us to Zinnia. Zinnia is going to try to recharge. They're going to get their recharge. They are going to lean around the corner, send some more ice, telling this guy to cool down. She's going to take a hit. 10 ice damage. There is a loud sizzle from that guy. Which brings us to this guy, who is still doing something. Rosalie is going to lean around the corner, attempt another withering mark, which they fail. They're aiming for the one south this time, since Hessler ran off. And that will bring us... Actually, they can see Dara now, too. Rosalie. Here's some healing. 6 HP to Dara.
Heard that.
This guy's dead, bringing us to Taleo.
All right. Talia's gonna go over to the one behind Dara and give him the good slashy slash.
You're going to hit.
Pretty good.
Nice.
It's a very good slashy slash.
That is 19, 21, 10 damage.
Better than 6.
That is 7.
It's 4 better than 6 and 3 better than 7.
Yes.
Also, wouldn't you have also gotten a +2 on that attack roll because of the advantage?
Yeah, but it's a crit.
I know it didn't matter. It was down 20.
But anything else from Taleo?
No.
That will bring us to this one, who is going to try to turn around and punch Taleo. They have advantage. They're going to crit Taleo back.
Oof.
That is going to be 11 fire damage.
Yeah, they're on the other side, so I can't use interception.
Yep. And Taleo is now on fire.
Again.
Again.
Yeah. Well, that's it
His
for them.
main-
Williams, you take 3 fire damage.
I was going to ask that.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I put it
Yeah.
Oh,
down.
yeah, you put it out. Right.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure like you wanted me to remove it. So
Yeah.
I will do that. All right. Well, third time's a charm. Let's try hit the one just below there. Hey.
That's going to hit
About time.
for a total of 2 damage.
Well, it's about time. And that is it.
That is going to bring us to this Guardian, who is going to attempt to punch Williams. That is a 19 to hit Williams. 6 fire damage to Williams, and he's back on fire.
All right.
God damn it.
I'm flaming
Actually,
now.
no. It's only 3 fire damage because of the blessing from Rosalie. As this guy's going to take 2. So you're all good. You're still on fire, though. Steve.
Steve's going to turn his attention to this guy since he's just been over here doing something. And
He's
not
doing
moving.
something to that one right next to him.
Steve's going to shoot him.
The guy you brought in?
He's doing. What does he look like he's doing to the guy right here?
You're not sure.
Is he collecting the pieces of him to put himself back together?
You have no idea. It's only been like 20 seconds.
Oh. Well then.
He's not taking aggressive actions against you, though.
Okay, Steve is going to shoot this guy then.
Gotcha.
Dear 8-pound 6-ounce baby Jesus.
It's going to hit. 20. For a total of 22 damage. Going to destroy this guy outright.
And I say, I think we should figure out what this guy's doing. Because I think he's taking part from this one.
I think that one's our friend, so don't worry about that one.
He's also the only
Yeah.
one that isn't glowing purple.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty. Hessler.
Okay. Now that I can actually do what I'm meant to do, I can shoot from bloody range.
Till the one underneath the stairs comes to get you.
Yeah. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
That's an
to hit.
11. That misses.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, you only got a 1 on Bless. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This is unfortunately.
Move 10.
There
No,
is no
since they're
under the
probably going-
stairs.
Yeah, I know. I was just wondering. Since they're probably going to kill it, Hessler is going to start making notes on these runes on the floor.
Gotcha. Dara.
Middle of combat starts like I'm getting freaking Daniel Jackson vibes. Like O'Neill and Sam are like shooting Jaffa, and Daniel's just there looking at runes. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry, ignored. So I start. So I take four fire damage to start my turn.
Yep.
Okay, let's keep rolling that Constitution save because in theory I could fail. All right. Well, that one's between Taleo and me. So we're gonna do a little stabby stab with the spear. Right there. I also
That is a 9. Unfortunately, that's going to miss.
I mean up to 11 with the advanced flanking as well. But yeah, it's gonna miss. 'Cause it's 7 plus 2 plus 2 from the blast and then plus 2 from
Yeah,
flanking.
it's only an 11.
Yeah, it's still gonna miss though. That's sad. Well, turn to Williams. Williams, did you know you're on fire again?
I have that
And-
effect on people.
And I'll end my turn.
Xenia is going to flip up, create a little thing of ice above Williams so it starts dripping cold water onto Williams, putting out the fire.
Thank you, Zinnia.
Brings us to this guy who's still messing with that thing next to him, which brings us to Rosalie. Rosalie's on their way in. She's over here. She is going to throw another withering mark down. It fails. No one is immune to the Rosalie today. And she is going to use her bonus action to throw down a ward to give 7 to Dara. To Leo.
Alright, Toledo's gonna try to finish this guy off, hopefully. Reckless. God damn.
Oh,
Jesus, that's the third one.
Damn. I mean, I'm not
That is
complaining.
11, 13, 6. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Alrighty, that brings us to this guy. He doesn't like Taleo, so he's going to try to grab Taleo by the throat. That's a 17. He gets him and starts burning your throat.
Oof.
That would be 4 fire damage, but Rosalie says, nuh-uh. Completely blocks it. Williams.
Williams is going to take his turn to blow Dara out like a birthday candle.
oh,
Oh, I didn't
Appreciated.
think there'd be blowing in the dwarven ruins. Didn't think it was that kind of campaign.
Hey, you gonna serenade her
Hey,
too?
yo.
While you're blowing on her?
Oh, how does the song go? Oh yeah, you just put your lips together and you blow. There you go.
Anything
That's
else
it.
from Williams?
No, that's it.
That will take us to this guardian who's dead. Steve, what you doing?
Steve's gonna run up here and then shoot this one and pray to the bow gods. He hits. Dear bow gods, please give my longbow the chance to hit.
That is going to be a 13, which is going to hit.
You also have that bless on from
It's on.
earlier as well, by the way. Steve.
It's still
Oh,
on.
is it?
He
Okay.
has a
I
minus
think
5 from sharpshooter he keeps using.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
But that is going to hit, dishing out a total of 20 damage, destroying this one too, as Steve takes 3 kills out of 4, I think.
Nice.
I go, hey Taleo, what's up, buddy? I see you're kind of on fire there, and your kill count's not very high.
That brings us to Hessler.
He's still inspecting the runes.
Okay.
Doesn't really care what that guy's doing.
Dara.
We are here. Use my action to put out the fire on
Okay,
Taleo.
to the fire. The combat ends then. That's what I was waiting
Yeah,
to
I
see.
was like, it was like, I need to put the fucking fire out.
Maybe you had it handled. It's like, it's whatever. He's doing his job.
So what would the party do now that these creatures, the other golems, have fallen?
I'm kind of wondering what this golem's doing down here. I don't trust it.
You see he is messing with the core at the very end. You're walking away.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
He's messing with the core of this one.
Yeah. Is he trying to put the core inside of him?
No, he's just doing something to it. You're not entirely sure what he's doing.
I go, Zinnia, Rosalie, what's this thing doing?
Zinnia walks over and takes a look. Not sure.
Hmm.
You see he then nods, grabs his stump of an arm, and rips it off.
Oh my.
Yep, kind of figure that's what he's probably doing there.
Yeah.
He then tosses it aside, removes the arm that's in the down one, which doesn't seem to... It doesn't rip off the same way. It comes out a lot easier before he places it on against the joint where his was, and you see the red flames reach out and start flowing through it. The purple very quickly disappearing and locking into place. He then does the same with the leg.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I actually like take out my glaive real quick and like, cause the glaive is a slashing weapon, like help chop off the leg of the other one so it can like kind of help it out.
You see it just bounces off the stone. It's very hard to cut through it.
Figure it was worth a try.
Yeah. But you also notice the one on the grounds, its parts are coming off very easily.
I mean, if the glaive didn't work, then I would just assist it with like ripping the leg off and.
That's what I mean. As soon as it reaches over, it comes off, and you're like, I don't even think that was attached. The one on him is definitely attached as you hear the grinding and ripping of stone as he takes off his leg and tosses it aside.
Williams is going to try to grab one of the broken golem's hands, or sorry, not the broken one that's, and it's the one we just defeated. Try to grab one of their hands and go to the other golem in Dwarvish. Hey, need a hand?
It completely ignores you as it proceeds to rip off its head.
Hey, I'm trying to make a
Okay.
rapport here. Try to be friendly with it. I'd hate for it to turn around and start beating on us.
You see the body then reach over, grab the head of the down one, rip it off, and slam it into place on its own body.
Out of curiosity, has this thing responded in any way, shape, or form to dwarven speak around it?
No.
Starting to think maybe this thing might not be friendly with dwarves. I mean, got horns.
I talk in Gnomish to it and say, "What are you doing?"
It looks at you and tilts its head.
Oh god damn it!
Hey, buddy. What's going on over there?
It keeps its head tilted for a second before turning back to what it was doing, slamming its fist into the center of the downed one and ripping out a core before putting it in its own flames, which you see get stoked even brighter.
Is it purple now?
No, it's still red.
Okay.
Man, I tell you, Rocky here is pretty intense there. He's ripping hearts out.
Baddies in the situation. I think they were attacking the red one, not.
What language are you speaking, Dara?
This is just a introspective.
Okay.
Since we're all trying languages, I'll try Leonin. Maybe it responds to this.
It looks over at both Dara and Taleo, tilts its head. Then when nobody says anything else, it's going to march over here, gently pick up Rosalie, put her to the side, and then slam its fist into this one that she was standing next to, ripping out its core as well.
Sorry, quick question
Well,
for
if it
you,
was
CC.
What?
Did you say that was the purple hammer? Was the hammer glowing at all, or the runes around the hammer glowing?
No. They're just carved
Okay.
into the floor.
Okay, man. I don't remember.
As you see that robot, this golem that y'all came in, goes to all four of them, rips out their cores, and consumes them.
Oh, so we got a ultimate beast master here. Steve's gonna go up here some more and so what you guys doing down there?
A little worried about our new golem acquaintance here.
You don't think it replaced its ears, do you? You hear from Rosalie.
Well, I mean, it seemed to respond when someone was speaking in Gnomish, or at least most of them.
It's been responding. Every time you'll say something, it turns and looks at you now. If you don't continue talking, it turns back to what it was doing.
Hey, big rocky fellow, can you, if you can understand us, raise your new left hand.
It looks at you.
Yes, you. I'm talking to you. If you can, do so.
It continues to look.
Hello, I am Leo. I'm saying all this in Leonin, by the way.
You see it tilt its head.
I'll switch over to common. Can you understand this?
Stare. All three burning eyes just staring.
I'm not sure what to do here.
Let's just watch it and see what happens. But Williams, I would move away from it.
is this far enough?
I don't know, buddy. You might be kind of squishy.
Leo's gonna walk up to it. He's matching stare for stare.
You see it's still got its head tilted. As you walk up to it, it tilts the other way.
Although it looks over at Hessler. Hessler, do you need any healing?
Oh. I probably should, shouldn't I?
Alright, I'm gonna try something. So Leo's gonna raise his right hand. He's not gonna say anything, he's just gonna raise his right hand.
It just looks at it.
And he's gonna hold it out like he's offering to shake the hand.
It just stares.
Do you think it's been reset to factory settings or something? What the hell is going on with this thing's head?
Well, considering it's a different head, it might have different thoughts.
Activate user setup.
Just stares.
Steve's going to check for traps over here.
Okay, roll that with thieves' tools.
Windows recovery mode.
You don't see anything of note. No traps that you notice.
All right. Steve's going to open up this door.
As these have all been consumed, we don't need them all anymore.
And Steve sees something inside the door.
And they see you, and we're going back into combat.
Crap, that means I have to
God
ask.
damn it.
How many minutes has it been on CC?
It's probably been about 4 or 5. You've still
Okay.
got Shield of Faith up.
Shield of Faith. Yeah, because I guess it's like 10 minutes, so.
The bless would have fallen by this point, though.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. There's something right here, guys. And it looks big.
Ah, crap.
As you see this giant mushroom person turn to you and let out this kind of sound and then start charging at you, Steve. I should also point out that it's about 11 feet tall.
Oh, great. Awesome.
But Rosalie is the first one to react, as Rosalie is immediately going to throw down another blessing. She is going to hit Steve, Taleo, and Williams.
Dankeschön.
Guys.
And then she's going to back the fuck up.
I mean, yeah.
As
She's
one
squishy
does.
mage. She's going to go, nope. Steve, they're coming.
Steve is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Well, how about you
25,
guys do the smart thing
30.
and flank the doorway?
Yeah,
Steve's
the
That
gonna
way-
ranged guys flank the doorway. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's different. Yes.
And Steve's gonna. Can I hold my action to
Yeah.
for anything that pops out the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to target the first thing that comes out that door?
No. I'm not gonna
Hostile.
target anything. That probably sounds like a bad idea.
Well, I mean, that's how you're going to trigger a held action.
Yeah.
They're going to target the first hostile thing that comes through that door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because your
Keywords
first
there.
verbiage was one of
Yeah.
us walks through the door and gets shot.
It was probably
Thank
going to
you.
be Taleo. As Steve is backing off, y'all see this thing rush around Taleo and into this room.
Oh, well,
Okay.
there goes my plan to just close the door on them.
I mean, we still could.
As it is going to whip around and punch the fuck out of the one to the north. That is going to be 6 damage, and it's going to light it on fire.
Ooh, burnt mushrooms.
Hessler.
Ooh. Has anyone got some butter and garlic?
Delicious and done.
Oh. We've already made that cooking joke.
Oh, I can make
I-
so many.
There's many to be made.
How do you like your shiitakes?
Would that be a clear shot right there?
Yeah.
Only lightly cooked, actually.
Okay.
We don't really do that much of shiitake mushrooms.
And I will blast the hell out of him. I will indeed blast the hell out of him.
We are rolling good today.
Yeah.
22.
It is going to arc over the creature, or the golem, slamming into its chest and decimating it as it is going to collapse.
Oh.
Dar, you said you were going to heal me. If you do that, be appreciative.
Can do.
That's all I've got.
Ooh.
Alrighty, next up is Zinnia. Zinnia is going to come down this way. They are going to throw out a ray of frost. They don't have advantage.
Ah, wasted crit.
They tried. They're going to do 9 damage. Well, that's going to bring us to this thing, which is immediately going to take 4 damage. And it is going to try to lift up its fists and pile drive a certain robot friend.
Oh.
That is going to hit. As you need to be on Whisper. I don't know why you're not. That is going to hit. Dishing out a total of 8 bludgeoning and 5 poison. As clouds of poison start to billow around the golem. Actually, it resists that, so it gets 4 more back. That brings us to Taleo.
And since this thing is technically an ally, it's only an extra move to get past him. So I'm gonna get right over here.
Do
and
note you will disadvantage fighting in that corner
Oh, well then I can
because
just
you're
step
in
into
a
his spot.
stall.
Oh, well I'll just step into its spot real quick. Like I'll move into the doorway, step into its spot, slash out recklessly.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna hit.
Let me turn off rage because I'm not currently raging. For 9
That
slashing.
is gonna kill it as it collapses.
Nice.
Grilled mushrooms.
Well, that is definitely a mushroom, that's for sure.
You
Maybe
heard it
maybe
quick.
maybe we check to make sure there's nothing inside the doors, nothing past the doors, or at the very least open them a little more slowly.
Yes, speaking of which, I'm going to turn to Hessler and I'll use 6 points of lay on hands to help to heal you.
Rosalie is also going to take advantage of the fight to throw down a ward of her own on Taleo. So Taleo, you get 5 HP back.
Thank you.
And you got the Hessler 6 points?
Yes, I did. So I'm no longer bloodied.
Just being sure.
Steve is going to
Please.
check the trap again.
Steve
Well,
is
Steve
just
does-
running off.
Steve, get back here. Don't open the door.
Opening the door. See anything around this door? There's no tripwires here.
Okay, how about you try to put your ear to the door and listen for anything beyond it first?
By all means, do that.
Or at least let me open the door first.
Okay, go on ahead. I don't obviously see any traps
By the
there.
knights, Dara will stand right up the door. This door on the right here. First, I'd like to listen at it.
Okay, rolling perception.
It is.
The only thing you really hear is your party bitching behind you. And this creature walking,
Checks
the
out.
golem walking back this way.
And then I would like to carefully open this door.
Essler, weren't you looking into the middle thing, or did you just abandon that?
I was. I spent the whole time while everyone else was busy before the combat, sketching those out and inspecting the ruins.
Okay, they're not. You definitely think it's ancient dwarvish, but then a version that you're not familiar with.
Yep. He's written it down for later translation at leisure.
Given time, I think I can translate this in about 10 minutes. You hear from
Yeah.
Xenia.
We can start on it. I think we can both make headway quite quickly with it.
As Dara's just running off.
Yeah.
Ignoring the mages as they're talking.
Don't worry, Stephen
They're
Williams.
talking academics.
Did you just stumble into a broom closet?
As
think
Dara
so.
locks themselves in a closet.
I accidentally closed the door, I know.
I shut the door on him.
Comes back out. Well,
Dara, there's an issue.
oh shit. Oh, okay. So the door shuts behind me.
It did.
Leo's gonna try opening the door.
It seems to be jammed, Taleo.
Grab.
Are you just going through walls?
No, I was trying to move like one step more, and it phased me through the wall. So I'm like, what the?
Yeah, give me a second. Something's not going right.
Unless there's a secret door there that we
there you
don't
go.
see.
Now you should be locked in place.
Locked in place.
Oh,
Leo tries to yank the door open.
Yeah, I
Need
can't
an
do it
athletic
joking now.
check.
All right, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm hero pointing this.
Nice. Just trying to break this thing down.
Wow, what the fuck?
Doesn't move in the slightest.
And I don't have any inspiration. What the fuck?
Tries the door, finds locked. Starts
And open
bashing
the
on
door.
it. Taleo, I seem to be stuck. The door.
Eve, where the hell are you? Unlock this door.
You need my help now. I thought I wasn't supposed to unlock doors.
Stop giving me lip and come unlock this door.
I opened the door.
You also can't open it. But Taleo,
Oh.
there's another issue.
What?
Wham. Wham. Walks in. Walks in. We're going back into combat, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, crap, bastards.
What just happened?
The door
Dummy
Well,
got
swung
himself in a
open.
bit of a tizzy.
Apparently somehow I got locked in the closet, and
So, as we're going back into combat already,
apparently this is trapped.
Hessler, you can hear gong 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 from down
Yeah.
the hallway as more mushrooms are coming sprinting towards Taleo.
I told you.
Am I supposed to be seeing something?
You're in the dark. You want to have your dark vision?
Yeah, I have dark vision, but I just look like it looks like I'm in like a little square hallway type thing.
Yeah, why is that not working?
All I see is darkness. Oh.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't. Oh wait, I guess I didn't move up that. That's probably.
Why
I was
is
wondering.
there an
Yeah, it
issue
looks
right
like
here?
to me it looks like Talaya just disappeared off to the right side
There's something on the
into the
foreground?
black.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. But yeah, there is a hallway down that way with things that came running in.
Oh,
This is
good.
why-
Oh, goody, goody.
This is why you don't go to random places. Didn't you just tell me this?
You can make fun of me later, Steve.
Hessler, you can hear shit going down in the distance.
Yeah, just before that went off, Hessler did ask the automaton in Slomanic
What did it ask?
if it does it understand any languages.
It doesn't understand what you said, so maybe.
And
It just got its
that's what I was
head
saying if
tilted.
it is understanding the old speak.
It does not.
Okay, that's that taken care of. Do we want to figure out this language, or do we want to help with that?
Well, I think they're probably going to die if we don't, so...
Point.
Did that
Fine.
fix it? No, I don't know what I broke. I broke something.
I can
Yeah.
see everything. I can see it now, though.
So we're going to have
There's a
Taleo
door.
be one over. So we can actually see.
I think it's because that door's closed.
Oh,
Close?
yeah. It's a solid fucking wall. You don't have a wall there or permanent darkness, do you?
No.
Oh, now it's gone.
I don't know what's there, what the problem is. Something weird's going on.
Yeah,
'cause
there is
'cause I didn't
some
see
sort
anything when I
of
was
one-way
in that
barrier
area
there.
either.
Yeah.
So I can see backwards through it, but not forwards.
The problem is there's
Um,
not one there.
that's a pain in the
Very
ass.
odd.
Okay, I will stand there and shoot at that one.
Alrighty, so
20 to hit,
that is going to hit.
9 points of force.
As you get a good shot in on him.
Okay, and I will step back around that corner. Let me do math again. Yes, I can.
You see, as soon
Yeah.
as that happens, it starts to scream. As all the other mushrooms get more aggressive.
Cool.
Crap.
Not my problem.
Taleo!
It's not the idiot opening doors.
How many mushrooms do I see here? Like just these three?
Yeah. There's also the guardian that's standing right next to you, about to try to punch your heads in. And there's one behind it.
All right. So the Leo is gonna head right over here.
I'm going to have to redo the lighting on this.
And he's gonna roar.
He's using his bonus action to use Daunting Roar. So y'all
Gotcha.
need to make all three of these guys have to make me a Wisdom saving throw, and it's gonna be 8 plus 2, so that's 10 plus my con, which is 3, so it's gonna be a 13.
The one to the south is the only one that fails. And they're frightened, yes.
All right. And now that that's happened, I'm gonna step back this way and slash at the guy up front, like on top, with my sword, recklessly, of course.
Gotcha. You're gonna crit again.
Fourth crit. My God, I'm feeling it.
Are you
Can I borrow
feeling it
some of your
now,
dice
Mr.
rolls?
Krabs? For 17 damage.
Krabby Patties are made out of crabs.
Because I'm gonna need this, like, these die rolls to break out of this door.
But that's it.
Alrighty.
So that's gonna be a 17.
As this one is going to rush forward, it's going to reach out its hand and start pouring spores over Taleo. Taleo, I need a con save.
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
7. I don't think
Taleo,
I have.
you have been stunned.
God dang it.
Which I think just means you lose your next turn. Stunned. Let's see. You're stunned for 1 minute, and at the end of each of your turns, you can repeat your success. You are incapacitated, can't move, can only speak faltering, automatically fail strength and dex, and creatures have advantage against you.
Well, I mean that last part doesn't really matter. I've already done this, so let me just make sure I put this on.
But that is what they're up to, bringing us to Zinnia. Zinnia is going to run forward this way. They're immediately going to start off with a battlefield command, triggering Steve, William, and Hessler.
To run 15 feet.
Yep.
So 10.
Do
20.
note, Bless has fallen for everybody that has it.
All right.
Oh, so this is just a closet, right? So Steve's going to try to figure out what's going on with this door.
Okay, roll me a perception check. No, not perception, investigation.
Oh, geez.
You have
Steve
no
cannot
idea. It's a
figure out-
door. Seems to be made of
It's a door.
stone, which is not a good material for doors. It's stoned. You don't want high doors.
Nope. So Steve's gonna come back right here and be like, "Hey, yo, they're trapped in this door, yo. Somebody with higher perception check, come here." Or investigation.
Actually, it
Yeah.
wasn't even your turn, so we'll get to that later. Because you can only move
Okay.
15 feet. Did anybody else move?
Yeah, Williams moved.
Okay, cool. That's going to bring us to this guy who is going to come sprinting this way. He is going to try to level the mushroom. He gets an 8 and misses. Williams, your turn.
Wait, is there stuff
Alright.
behind here? Because I can't
Yeah.
see it.
Yes, that's the problem. Something's wrong with the lighting.
Oh.
I just thought there was a door right here.
No,
Alright.
it's a full hallway, but
Hmm.
something's wrong with the lighting.
Yeah,
So-
'cause I
It's
didn't.
all
Oh, look at that.
I
If
didn't
I
see
move
anything
over one, I
here.
get to see. Yes.
Yeah,
Very
as I
nice.
said, there's
Yeah.
something right there that's wrong. I'm going to have to redo all of it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because I thought I was stuck in a closet. That's why
Uh-huh.
I moved
no, that's
back one
me.
for the 15.
All
To
right.
give you an idea,
Um,
Steve.
Okay. Cool.
It's like,
Awesome.
hello, hello, anyone out there?
So what you going to do, Will? There's some angry mushrooms,
Uh,
and there's a guardian coming through that door.
Ooh. Well, let's see this creature here and say, man, I really do envy people that haven't met you yet. With a vicious mockery.
I'm gonna put that one on so you know it's your friend.
So bad you rolled a 1.
And they're gonna make a wisdom save. That's an 11. I don't know why everything's rolling weird. That is going to save. Or that's going to fail, sorry. So it takes 1
And
damage.
yeah, I'm going to see you guys over here. And that's his turn.
I'd
Gotcha,
rather you
gotcha.
didn't stand on top of me.
Sorry, what?
I would rather you didn't stand right on top of me. Thank you.
There we go.
That brings us to this one. Who is going to reach around and attack Taleo. They have advantage, but disadvantage. It's an 18 and a 12. I think the 18 hits. Yes, it does. 4 bludgeoning, 6 poison. However, Taleo, you have something to help you. Zinnia says no. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're right on the edge. So instead of the 10 damage you take, you have 5 left on your ward.
Nice. I'll mark those as 10 hit points.
They are not 10 hit points, but they mark down the same. Which I know it's weird, but it's best I can do.
It's the board.
I'll take it.
But that will bring us to Rosalie. Rosalie is going to come rushing up this way. Rosalie is going to throw down a bless on Steve Taleo and the weird robot. Because why the fuck not? It's up there. Which will then bring us to Dara. Dara, you're a little stuck.
Yeah, which is why I'm going to burn a hero point to give myself advantage on my next skill check, and I'm just going to basically take my shield and I'm just going to try to, just full on just try to bash this door open, or however this is going to work.
Athletics.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Should pull that off. Advantage. Come on, good roll.
Nope.
See, you guys are taking all the good rolls.
Anything else as you're kind of stuck?
Not really, other than I guess maybe Steve and Rosalie just hear the whoop of the door and me yelling, "Get me out of here!"
This is when Steve walks up, uses his action to investigate the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't find any way to open it. She's like, blasted doors. Too stone to open.
Is that
is this a wooden door, by the way?
No, it's a stone door.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would have been nice to know. Because I didn't actually know it was a stone.
Was stated.
But yeah, that was
Maybe
your
you
action.
need
You have a bonus.
maybe you
and
need to
movement.
find the keystone to open it.
Bonus action. I don't know what's going on over here, so I'm gonna take a peek over this way. And Steve's like, "Oh hell nah, there's too many creatures over there," and he's gonna come back this way and hide behind Rosalie.
You swear you hear Xenia go, coward. But she says it low, so you're not sure if she said it. Anything else from
Yeah.
Steve?
No.
This guy's gonna come running out. There is a swing from y'all's buddy. He is gonna hit. But unfortunately, they're immune to fire, so they just kind of go through. As he's gonna run up and try to level Good,
Rosalie.
Rosalie. Rosalie sees it, ducks the fuck out of the way as it's a 10. Steve almost gets punched in the face as she ducks. Her hat stays off with how fast she moved, and the hand goes right in between them. As this guy's going to try to pound the Guardian. It is going to be a 4 and a 7, both of them being blocked. Which brings us to Hessler.
Just moving there so I can see. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to shoot the same one I shot before.
Gotcha. You were unfortunately going to miss.
That's what I thought. Okay. I'm just going to move around the corner.
Alrighty. Taleo, I need a save. I think it's con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7
con save.
again.
Still stunned over there. Let's see where all the rolls went. We've got a problem. As this one's going to try to pound down on Taleo, getting a 17, dishing out 9 bludgeoning and 3 poison. 5 of it gets taken away, bringing it down to 7 damage that gets put through. However, Rosalie's got your back. So instead of 7, you are going to take... Where's Rosalie's sheet? None. None damage.
I'm basically just a big old cat wall right now.
There's walls that keep coming up in front of you from the girls that get pounded through. Which brings us to Zinnia. Zinnia is going to attempt her recharge. She's going to fail. She is going to rush in this way. She is going to use telekinesis to try to rip that door off the wall. Or rip it open. So they're going to make a Arcana check effectively, because that'd be the effective of this. As they rip it right open. That is then going to be this creature, as they are going to try to punch out the mushroom in front of them. That is a 15, going for a hit. Dishing out a total of 4 damage and lighting it on fire. Which brings us to Williams.
Oh, goody. All right, let's take a quick peek down here. I'm just going to move over here so I can see, but I'm actually still there.
Okay.
And let's...
I should point out the one right here next to you is not friendly.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah, that one's not friendly.
Oh.
The friendly one's the one with the exclamation point on it.
Well, that's the problem because it's the door is covering its icon, and I can't see over here. So, all right.
Yeah, that's the
So that
angry
case-
one. It's trying to murder
All right.
Rosalie.
Well, let's not have any of that, and let's go for a rapier swing.
It's going to hit. 1 point of damage.
And let's inspire, or yeah, let's inspire Rosalie.
Taleo, didn't you get Bless put on you?
No, I thought it was the machine.
Yeah, wasn't it Steve the Guardian and Taleo?
I thought you did Rosalie.
Yeah, Rosalie's the one that cast it.
Yeah, but she's got bless on herself.
Yeah, that's how she casts it.
Okay.
Because she's not targeting herself because she doesn't need it. Taleo, you have Bless on.
Well, I thought their version of Bless only works on
No.
attacking.
Uh-uh.
I might have read that wrong then.
Yeah, it's attacks and saving throws. It's blessed without being blessed.
Oh. Well,
Well, we
why don't
missed
turn
it,
that on?
so we'll know it
Yeah, do
next
it
time.
now.
But what you doing, Will?
After Will has Bardic inspired Rosalie, that's it.
What are you putting on Rosalie for?
In case she tries to do something.
Do note most of her things are against saves, so it would be good for defensive on her, but not offensive.
Well, defensive is good because that thing's right next to it, right?
Yes, I just want to make sure you know beforehand.
Okay, I'm still good with it.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, and that brings us to this guy who is going to be attacking Taleo from around the corner. Fisticuff, fisticuff. That's an 11 and a 19. 19's going to hit. That is going to be 2 bludgeoning and 8 poison for a total of 10. Nobody can throw up a shield for him, so that's going to be all 10 going into Taleo.
Alright.
Which brings us to Rosalie. Rosalie is going to stand her ground to protect Steve. She is going to try to wither.
Not a good idea.
It is going to save as it's bearing down on her. Brings us to Dara. Dara, you have been saved by the other Frostcall sister.
So I heard. Alright. Now I can get out of here. So does this one look purple?
Oh yeah, it's trying to murder Rosalie.
Okay. Just making sure. Well, let's just make sure I can guarantee to hit this damn thing. So I will use my other precision strike for the day
There we go.
to give myself advantage, and I'm going to obviously take a stab at the spear
That is going to hit
for
for 21.
Yeah, for 21. And
Only
so
does
this
2
is
damage though.
I do get the D8 from the precision strike.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Crap damage.
So it'd be 5, so it's still only 2 damage.
Yeah. So pass my turn then.
Is that it for you?
Yeah.
Steve! The red-headed healer is trying to protect you. She's not wearing armor. She doesn't really have a weapon. It's not looking good, but she's trying.
I know, right? It's great. So, Steve is gonna run up here, and he's going to.
Do note that it's a
swing.
very tight space. You will have disadvantage fighting there.
Oh. I guess Steve will not do that. Steve will just shoot at the thing.
Gotcha. That is going to be a 7 that misses.
Steve should have prayed to the dice gods.
Anything else from
And,
Steve?
Let me move up here to take any attacks.
Do note they will also have advantage against you there.
How's
Because
that?
you're small and squishy and don't have anywhere to dodge.
Oh, lame then. Steve will move right here by Williams.
Gotcha. Alrighty, that's going to bring us to this one, who's going to try to grab Rosalie by the face. That is a 16. It is going to manage to get a hold of Rosalie's face. Rosalie is now on fire as her face is burning.
Matches her hair.
Rude. Brings us to this guy who's trying to punch out y'all's new friend. That is going to be a 12, which hits, and then the second one's going to be a crit. That is going to be 15 bludgeoning down to 7. And it's immune to poison, so that doesn't get through. Which brings us to Hessler. Hessler, there's a lot going on.
There is. It's a pain in the ass. I need to move there so I can see what's going on.
Do
Okay,
note
they
there's the one
have-
that has Rosalie's face grabbed like right in front of you.
Yeah, I know. I just need vision.
Yep.
See what's going on over there. Okay. I will. Yeah, just move to there and bane all three of those.
Gotcha. It's a charisma check, I think. Yes, it is.
Yes.
The Guardian's gonna save, and both of the guys in back are gonna fail.
Okay. And it's an action to help Rosalie extinguish herself, right?
Correct.
Damn. Yeah, I can't do anything else. I don't think.
Alrighty.
No.
Taleo, try to save from your stun.
Finally.
Taleo has saved from his stun, but that's unfortunately the end of his turn.
Yeah.
As this one's going to try to punch Taleo in the face now that he's free.
Oh, I don't have a disadvantage anymore.
Nope. Which is good, but it's still an 18. But he's got Bane. That 18 turns into a 16, though I think that still hits.
Yeah,
It's
my
going to be
AC is
7 bludgeoning and 5 poison. Unfortunately, Rosalie has her face grab and can't actually see to help.
All right,
So
so how
that
much
is a
that
total of
total?
12 damage, bludgeoning and poison.
Okay, I am very hurt. Oh, I can get rid of that, and I can get rid of the stunned thing. Where is that?
That's going to bring us to Zinnia. Zinnia's going to try a recharge. Zinnia's going to fail that recharge. Zinnia's got not much right now. Not much at all. So they're going to try disadvantage Ray of Frost. The 12, which is going to hit for 7 ice. Trying to blast that thing down and save her sister. This one's going to try to beat down the one in front of them. That's a 7. That's going to miss. Williams.
All right, I'm going to bonus action Bardic Inspire Taleo.
Gotcha.
And for my main action, let's try to rapier the creature here. Hey, those numbers are good. For 10.
10
I guess 5.
damage down to 5.
That is it.
Gotcha. That brings us to this guy who's going to try to hit Taleo. They have disadvantage because they're just kind of stuck over in the corner over there. That is an 8. That is going to miss, which brings us to Rosalie. Rosalie's going to attempt to mark the guy in front of her, which is going to fail. She can't really see anything, so she's only really able to heal herself at the moment. So she is going to try to give herself some more HP to try to weather the blows. Dara.
Okay. Just the record, because player version, I can't see anything to right of me. Is there an open hallway here? Oh, thank you. Now it's finally fixed.
And then it disappears when I get you back.
Well, I mean, I can at least see the tiles now. I just can't see any tokens.
Yeah.
So I just quick point of reference, see what's over here. Okay. Nope. I'm gonna keep Rosalie safe. So,
Actually, before that,
so
which guy just took an attack? Oh, is that one down there? Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
well, we're gonna keep trying to beat up this one that's attacking Rosalie. So.
You get flanking from Rosalie, so that's going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, it'll hit for 5
2.
damage, which is probably reduced. Yep.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Stave. The redhead's
Steve
holding the line for you, so you're nice and safe.
Steve doesn't like being safe, but you know he's going to shoot at this thing right here, and pray to the dice gods that his longbow hits this time. Dear longbow dice gods, please, please
I
let the
grant a
blessing
5.
of this bow go.
It's
Hallelujah.
an 18. It's gonna hit. That is gonna do 20 something damage. 23? Yeah, 23 damage. Which is enough to destroy it outright as it collapses, dropping Rosalie to the ground.
I go, you're welcome, Rosalie. I protected you this time.
She is currently coughing as her face is rather burned.
I go, you still look cute. It's okay. Let's go help out Taleo.
Anything else from Stave?
Steve is going to move into here. And that is all I'm going to do.
That brings us this guy who is dead, which brings us to this guy who takes 1 fire damage and dies. Because that's all he had left.
Nice.
Which brings us to Hassler.
Hester is going to put out Rosalie.
Rosalie is on fire. You're right. So they took 2 fire damage at some point. Alrighty.
And nothing else. I don't have anything I can do.
DeLeo, it's finally your turn.
Oh, DeLeo has some things to say to this guy in front of him. He's going to say him with his sword. Reckless slash!
That's 16. That's going to hit. 13 slashing damage as you get a good shot in.
That's it.
Alrighty, that brings us to this guy who's just gonna punch back. Left punch. It's a 15. 7 bludgeoning, 3 poison. For a total of 10. Steleo still up? He's up by 2.
Yes. Yes.
Brings us to Zinnia. Zinnia's gonna try a recharge. They're gonna successfully recharge finally. They're gonna throw another bolt of magic downwind. Here comes the frost. They're gonna hit. 8 ice damage, spiking that one in front of Taleo as the shard hits. Bringing us to y'all's friendly guardian, who is going to try to punch. They're gonna hit, as they are gonna bring down this one in front of Taleo. Which brings us to Williams.
Williams is going to move up. See that Taleo is very well done. And throw him a healing word.
Seven HP back to Taleo.
And is Taleo on fire?
No.
No, all right. Well, that's it then.
Gotcha. That's going to bring us to this guy who's going to stomp out. He's I don't know when he got frightened, but he isn't frightened anymore.
He's frightened.
Oh, yeah, that was from the Dauntless thing. That was a while ago. But
That
he
one
is
was
going to
for
step
DeLeo,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Wait, yeah, the healing was for Taleo. As he is going to walk out and try to pound Taleo into the ground. That is a 20 and a 21, both of them slamming into them. However, Zinnia is prepped this time and is going to throw up a shield to try to keep you up. So you get a 14 shield, but you are going to take 10, 19 damage as Taleo goes down. Because you take
Ow.
5, and I know you don't have enough HP after that.
I do not.
Well, no, you just got healed for 7. You'd still be standing. You have 4 HP left.
Oh.
Way to go, Taleo.
Way to go, Williams. You're the only reason he's standing.
But for how long?
Depends if this guy survives the round. Rosalie is finally going to push herself back to her feet. She's looking a little banged up over there. She is going to use a healing word to give Taleo 5 more HP. Then she's going to go for a withering mark, which she fails on. Dara, you want to go back in the closet?
Alright. 5 feet. Oh, well, Tleo is looking pretty not good. So, I'll take my action to use the last of my spell points. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Tleo.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And boom!
7 more HP for Taleo.
Bring my HP up to 16. Thank you.
What the heck?
There's a Williams standing there.
Yeah, I guess I would just. I would just like obviously quickly moved it because I can't see this. The problem.
Yeah, no, you step up, then you step back.
Yeah. That'll be my turn though.
Gotcha, Steve.
Steve's gonna pray to the longbow gods again. Dear longbow gods, please let this arrow fly true and hit its mark on this little myconid.
That is going to be a 10, which misses.
And it missed. So Steve will. You know what? Steve will just move forward to get more people in.
Brings us to Hessler.
Boy, Oh, wait, what?
You have so many people in front of you. You could. I didn't. But you're going to have disadvantage if you shoot.
But no, I can see now. That's why I'm confused.
I don't know, man.
Did you see-
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, the vision on this map is all kinds of funky.
I
that
did it with a weird way, so I don't know what happened.
it works. Just so you're aware, there is another wall over there.
Yeah, no, I can see it. There's nothing there to block it, and I
Okay.
don't know what happened.
Yeah. I assumed because it should line up with this one, but oh well. Sometimes Roll20 just likes to fuck with us.
That is gonna miss.
Apparently so. I shouldn't insult Roll20. It's my undoing. Hold on, I need to do some math to figure out how
5, 10,
25.
20,
Yeah, I can
25.
make back 35.
To remember, Xenia cost extra. So it was 5,
Yeah.
10.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Taleo, let him have it. Don't crit fail.
I'll let him have it this time. Reckless attack.
Don't
Come
laugh.
on.
We get red. Double red. Double red. Yeah, there's some red, but that's going to be an 18. That's going to hit. 11 slashing damage, still standing.
Bullshit.
As he's going to try to punch you back.
Wait, that's not the guy.
Oh, yeah,
That's
he's
dead.
underneath. He's dead. Yeah. Which brings us to Xenia. Xenia is going to attempt another recharge, failing. So they are going to take a shot. They've got a semi-clear shot, so 19's going to hit, putting another shard of ice into this guy's chest. Brings us to this guy, who's going to keep up the attack with him. That's going to be a 20, dealing 4 fire damage and lighting him on fire. Williams.
All right. Williams is going to slap Taleo on the butt and one more healing word on him.
The healing butt grab.
And that is all for him.
Alrighty. That's going to bring us to this guy's actual turn, and he's going to try to punch out Taleo. Kapaw. That is a 6 and a 19. 19 is going to hit, which would do 13 damage. However, Rosalie is on the thing to take 10 of it away, dealing only 3 damage to Taleo.
Alright.
Which brings us to Rosalie, who immediately gets her reaction back. She's going to try to mark him with a withering mark. She fails. So, Taleo, have some more HP. Darn.
Yay!
What you doing there, Dara?
Well, that's a good question. I just have to move my token so I can see. All right. Take a 5-foot step up.
Why aren't you on the...
Step.
Guess we're just gonna have to do something with that.
All right. Well, Leo's still standing, which is good. Downside though is I can't exactly get into the fight over there.
You can step right here.
I mean, I suppose for a second to attack, yeah.
No,
It's
no,
a corpse.
that's just dead.
You stand there.
Yeah, the guy's dead. DED.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. the token was still there, so I was like, well,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
because
right here.
it's still a body.
Yeah.
there. All right. Well, then I guess I'll. That way I can flank with Steve. We'll do the stabby stab thing. So that's a 20 total.
That's not the guy you're attacking. So you wouldn't be able to flank with Steve. The guy to the south is the guy that's alive.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Just yeah, it's hard to hold all the tokens in Nexus.
Yeah. So you'd be able to attack south, which you were going to hit.
Yeah. I mean, so 18 then.
He's still standing.
6. Cool. So can I actually like take a 5-foot step back into this crevice or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Things will have advantage against you, though. You are in a tight space, but...
I'm not too worried about that.
Gotcha, Steve!
Steve's gonna disengage, move back here, and
Gotcha.
then he's gonna shoot.
Shoot for the moon. That's going to be a miss.
He didn't pray to the longbow god.
Nope.
Apparently.
Asler.
Move up, and I need some much needed health at this point. 12 to hit.
Yep. No, miss.
Miss at 12?
Yep.
Bugger. Oh. Okay, how much should I move? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I've moved to that side, so someone has flanking.
Be Taleo. Taleo.
I swear to God, if this doesn't take it out, I'm gonna be very irritated.
I
But
wouldn't laugh if you missed this.
reckless attack, 20,
There's the
double
ones.
20s,
Nice.
But that's going to hit.
9.
9 damage. That is indeed going to bring it down. And
Fine.
as y'all do, the combat finished. The party taking deep breaths after the exertion of the battle. That, for today, is where we're going to leave it. Good job, you guys. That's a lot of fun. I'm curious to see what y'all think of what comes next. For those listening in, we thank you for joining us as well, and we will see you next time. Peace!